Today on The Boot Guy, we are looking at the Quickdraw Venttek by Ariat. So if you're not familiar with Venttek by Ariat yet, I'll have a posting of all the other boots they are making in the Venttek category. And what is making Venttek so amazing is the fact that they have created a Western pull-on boot that still has all the aesthetic of a Western pull-on boot, but has the technology of modern day exercise and workout shoes. See, Venttek and all these little flame sections of the boot, that's all mesh. That's all mesh that's allowing airflow in and out as you're moving through your day, as you're lifting up your pant leg, as you're getting in and out of the truck. Every time you make a movement, air flows through the shaft of the boot. Purely genius. Why it didn't happen sooner is beyond me, but at least it's Ariat who has done it, because they make some amazing comfortable boots, and by adding Venttek to a comfortable boot, they now have something that is really nice. So some of the key features of the Quickdraw, well, for one, it's the Duratread sole. Duratread, one of their materials, extremely long wearing, extremely sticking, multiple surfaces, and it is just a really comfortable sole. It's just dense enough that it doesn't wear down quickly, and it's just pliable enough that as you move through your day, as you walk, as you flex, it never feels extremely stiff, and it doesn't ever feel like it's got a memory coming on like some leather-soled boots. It always has a spring back into the natural shape of the sole. Now the Quickdraw has the ATS fork shank, which runs from about here all the way back into there, and you can see it in the inside of the boot all the way in the bottom. They have a little cutout so you can see where your shank is. Now inside the Quickdraw, they have armed it with the ATS Pro insole. So that means you're getting an impact zone in the ball of the foot and the heel, which really makes a lot of sense in a boot like this to add a urethane insole like this. A pure urethane. This is a very, very nice insole. Now about the leather and the shaft and just the whole aesthetic of the boot, as you can tell, it's just a beautiful layout. They have not sacrificed anything from just a classic square toe style Western pull-on boot in order to add the Venttek to it. In fact, they kind of enhanced the whole idea of a pull-on work casual boot by Venttek by using a little bit more of a tougher leather for the foot. The double stitch welt around the square toe is just, it's such a nice touch. It really adds a nice look and appeal to the boot, and actually has a little practicality because the sole of the boot is actually wider than the foot of the boot, but it doesn't sacrifice width within the interior of the boot. So if you're a guy that has a wider foot and you really want to start wearing Western boots, and you usually have a really hard time getting them on and getting them in there, well, the Quickdraw might just be the boot for you, mainly because Venttek shaft, so it has more movement than a leather shaft. The whole front of the boot, which seems to be a little narrow right out of the box, but once you get your foot in there for a few minutes, you can feel that the boot is shaping around you, and just the way this boot hugs your arch in your foot. This section of boot is carried over from really nice handmade Western pull-on boots. The way they wrap the shank and the way they wrap the boot around the arch of the foot. Really nice stuff. Really nice to see this in a work casual boot, that you're still getting that classic fit, that you're not sacrificing what you know about Western pull-on boots in a casual work boot. So yeah, I'm calling this a work casual boot only because of the Duratread sole, because of the way it fits, and because of the way it looks. Now, I don't think if you're a plumber, you're gonna want to stand in the hole and dig or anything like that. But if you're a residential carpenter, if you're a residential electrician, if you're a home improvement type guy, if you're the guy who goes out there and gets the bids for everybody, having a boot on like this that's going to give you traction to walk around the site and also look really good for the customer and the client, this is a really nice choice. Now about size and the fit, well, I found them to fit wonderful out of the box, but I find most Ariat boots to fit perfect out of the box. They really got the whole length down. There's no difference with them, whether it be a work boot with laces or whether it just be a Western pull-on boot, even a casual Western pull-on boot or a dress Western pull-on boot. Most of the time they are always dead on, and the Quickdraw is no exception to that rule. Now the heel is an 1.5 inch heel. It doesn't feel like an 1.5 inch heel. It doesn't feel like you're any taller, and mainly because of the way they have this whole section built. So when you're standing in this boot, you actually feel good. Your calves feel good, your lower back feels good. You don't feel taller than you would in an average work boot. Now about the weight on the Quickdraw, as a pair for a pair of Western boots with this much leather and mesh and the Duratread sole, you would think they would be kind of on the heavy side. And you know, I've felt lighter pull-on boots before, but I didn't really find these to feel heavy after I've worn them for a while. So a pair of these is weighing in at 4.4 pounds. So that's the Quickdraw Venttek by Ariat. Hey, if you've worn any of the Ariat Ventecs in the last half a year or so, please comment below. Let guys know the situation you're wearing them, whether or not you feel that the Venttek system really works out well for you. And also, let guys know what you think about the Duratread sole. Is it flexible? Is it sticky? Is it a good casual work boot for you? Hey, if you're interested in knowing more about Venttek, or if you're interested in knowing about the silver ecstatic lining that they have built into this boot in order to control bacteria and odor control, swing by thebootguy.com. There I'll have all the science on ecstatic from the company. I'll also have a really good video from Ariat about how Venttek works. And I'll have some detailed photos that I took of this boot just so you can see it in different situations and just get a full understanding on how it really does look on and off the foot. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you're interested, remember, you can always follow me on Instagram and Twitter. All day long, I find interesting boots like the Venttek. I take photos of them, I put them up there, and I talk about them with you guys. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these and you just got some questions about size and width, and if you're just about to pick up any work boots in general and you just got a few questions, remember, you can always shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.